Going that way, guys.
A wild scene unfolded outside a Miami club when Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis had a heated showdown. It quickly turned into chaos, with punches thrown and words exchanged that threatened to derail careers. The trouble started when Davis crossed the line, taking shots at Crawford and his family. To make matters worse, he mocked Crawford for trying to secure a fight with Canelo Alvarez. This rivalry had been simmering for months, but it reached its boiling point last night in the most dramatic way. Picture this. A lively Miami night, full of celebrities and sports figures at one of the city's most exclusive clubs. Among the VIPs were Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis, both there to relax after their recent bouts. At first, they kept to their own sections, but it wasn't long before their paths crossed. Witnesses say the tension started building when Davis approached Crawford, clearly looking to stir things up. What began as casual banter quickly turned into a series of personal insults, not just aimed at Crawford but at his family too. The disrespect was off the charts, with Davis mocking Crawford's loved ones in front of the crowd. Crawford, known for staying calm under pressure, tried to brush it off at first. But when Davis started making jabs about Crawford's efforts to land a fight with Canelo Alvarez, the tension reached its peak. Davis laughed and taunted him, saying, "Canelo doesn't even care about you, man. You're just chasing a payday."
Fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We don't talking about yet about the fight. Me and two guys know each other, and then we wanna see what happened.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're
In
here.
camp, training camp in March.
Okay, so when
At the beginning of the middle of the February.
That was the breaking point for Crawford. In an instant, he snapped, charging at Davis and throwing a punch that left everyone stunned. Security quickly rushed in to separate them, but by then, the club had already descended into chaos. People were screaming, cameras flashing, and the entire place was in complete disarray. It was a moment no one will forget, but not for the right reasons. If you've been keeping up with boxing, You know this clash didn't happen out of the blue. The tension between Crawford and Davis had been building for months, sparked by a series of social media jabs and heated interviews. It all started when Crawford took a shot at Davis for not getting an invite to Turkey Al Sheikh's exclusive Ring Awards event in London. Davis wasn't pleased with the dig, and as expected, he didn't stay silent. He fired back, accusing Crawford of chasing paychecks rather than seeking true greatness, especially after his controversial decision to challenge Canelo Alvarez.
Why you retiring?
What changed? What made this
Trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Madam. Gervonta, something
prospect
should have
you
happened at the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know, because like I said, you got to squat for days.
The insults kept coming, each one hitting harder than the last. This feud had already been grabbing headlines, but no one expected it to explode into a full-blown fight until now.
Yeah.
Just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And, you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 ways less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we...
Now, let's dive into the whole Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez situation. The very topic Davis used to mock Crawford. Crawford's decision to move up to 168 pounds and challenge Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles has sparked a lot of mixed reactions.
Terence Crawford was Turkey Al Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
On one hand, some view it as a bold move, a chance for Crawford to solidify his legacy by taking on one of the biggest names in the sport. On the other hand, critics argue that he's just chasing a payday with little chance of actually defeating Canelo.
Hey, I want Canelo. Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magdalene.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stone.
Davis didn't hold back this time. He openly mocked Crawford for thinking Canelo even cares about him or the fight. Canelo's got bigger fish to fry, Davis reportedly said. He doesn't even know you exist, and here you are begging for a fight like it's your retirement plan.
As a metal shield and you have a glass shield. Talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes to Ceston, man?
You gonna see? You gonna see?
Could he get it in the future? I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
See, okay. What about everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jamel. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight or
What, 168?
Yeah.
I ain't going up there.
right?
So you got Canelo winning then, right? Then they have
Fight.
A lot of people see the Crawford versus Canelo fight as more of a spectacle than a serious matchup, calling it a show designed for entertainment rather than true athletic competition.
My brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better, you know what I'm saying? But, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't.
Boxing experts and analysts believe Crawford should prove himself by facing top contenders at 168 first, rather than jumping straight into a fight with Canelo. Davis's taunts hit a nerve, and that's what finally pushed Crawford to snap.
Career defining, is this a legacy fight for you?
Well, when I got shot, for me to change my life the way that I did and stop hanging out with the guys that I hung out with, my career started going up. And yes, this is a legacy fight for me. This is a mega fight. This is a superstar fight. This is all those in one. With me and Errol Spence Jr. A lot of people, they writing me off because they say, oh, well, he's too small, or he haven't fought nobody like Errol Spence, or his resume is this, or his resume that. There's a lot of things that a lot of people can say, but on July 29th, all the answers to everybody question.
Fans went wild when news of the Crawford-Davis brawl broke. Social media exploded, with hashtags like Shark Club Chaos, Crawford v. Davis, and boxing drama trending instantly. Many fans sided with Crawford, saying Davis crossed the line by involving his family. Others believe it's just classic Tank stirring the pot to stay in the spotlight as he approaches retirement. And let's be honest, Davis isn't throwing punches for fun. He's building hype, and it's clearly working.
What changed? What made this shit trash? Garbage. If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing through this, you were like since you were a kid and everything?
Can
you give us where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. But like you say, you got to.
But here's the kicker. Davis isn't stopping with Crawford. Rumor has it he's in talks for a massive rematch with Ryan Garcia, and we're talking about a jaw-dropping $150 million deal, backed by none other than Turki Al-Sheikh, the same guy funding some of boxing's biggest spectacles.
Ryan again. If they're not on some host, I'll text that ass again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, and that, stop it, knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm,
Turki's involvement isn't just about the money. It's about bringing that big show energy to every fight he's part of. He's the mastermind behind these crossover bouts and super fights, and right now, he's behind both Crawford's and Davis's latest moves.
Johnny Boy Boxing Fight Hype. I just want to ask you, what do you think about Terence Crawford? What do we think about Terence Crawford's performance, and do you want to get a fight with him?
If the money is right, I mean,
$100 million. I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.
150?
Fans are buzzing about how Turkey's influence is reshaping the sport, turning every fight into a blockbuster event. Whether it's Crawford chasing Canelo or Tank fueling his rivalries, it all seems like part of a bigger plan to dominate the headlines and keep fans locked in. With Davis looking to go out with a bang, you can bet we're in for some serious fireworks before he hangs up the gloves.
Oh, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we'll see how that pans.
So what does this mean for Crawford and Davis moving forward? For Crawford, this incident could have serious consequences. He's got a huge fight with Canelo lined up, and the last thing he needs is this kind of offering drama. Promoters and sponsors won't be happy about their fighter making headlines for a street brawl, and it could even jeopardize the fight.
I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble. And
Davis, on the other hand, has been hinting at retirement for some time, and this situation might push him even closer to calling it quits. He's got one last fight lined up against Lamont Roach at the Barclays Center, and talks of a potential blockbuster bout with Keyshawn Davis are heating up. But this brawl could cast a shadow over his final moments in the sport.
They talking, they talking, they talking, but you know I get, you know I gonna 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 get, a machine, a real machine, you know I gonna get, a real one. And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother. Yeah, now watch this. Now watch.
They gonna be
now
there.
watch. Now watch.
What's different from 10 minutes ago?
You know how when they told you say how like I posed for Lomachenko, right? And like how he said like he was retired and things like that. I feel as though like we've been in it so long that we are getting tired of it. Like we've been beating our body up so long, but it be like situations like just now, like where he talking that sparked the plug again.
Yeah, that's what
Is that all it takes for you? Is that all it takes? Just a little comment?
Nah, but that's what I want though. I don't want you to fight me like you saying you're going out.
It always go like this. It always go like this.
Nah, what I'm saying, you just said you feel like you going out.
They go to sleep.
I don't want you to feel like you going out.
Both fighters could face fines or suspensions from boxing commissions, and the court of public opinion is already weighing in heavily. It's a messy situation, and the repercussions could be significant for both men.
Thanks for saying that he wants you, things like that. Does that stuff just sound crazy, or just like I'm supposed to be called out? You know.
When you look at all the great fighters that was getting called out by everybody from different weight classes, so it's nothing that I'm not surprised about.
A tank would be something that he said he'll touch your chin and
man, everybody say what they'll do, but Tank is in his weight class for a reason, and I don't see him come up to 147.
Both fighters could face fines or suspensions from boxing commissions, and public opinion is already turning against them. It's a messy situation, and the consequences could be major for both men.
speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes, and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch me.
Wow, man! Devontae said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147.
Ooh, see, oh man.
You gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say?
Just imagine the hype if these two decided to settle their beef in the ring. It would be one of the most talked about fights in recent history, and fans would be glued to their screens. While there are logistical challenges to making this fight happen, there's no denying the demand. So what happens next? Will Crawford and Davis face consequences for their actions? Could this heated altercation actually turn into a sanctioned fight? And how will it impact their careers and legacies moving forward? There are still plenty of unanswered questions, and the boxing world is eagerly waiting for more updates. One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Whether in the ring or on the streets, Crawford and Davis clearly have unfinished business. We'll be keeping a close eye on what happens next, so stay tuned for all the latest updates. What do you think about this wild incident? Are you Team Crawford or Team Davis? Do you think this beef will turn into an official fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest boxing drama. I'll catch you in the next one.